today we are talking, this is going to be part one in a two-part series about why companies are switching from Salesforce to HubSpot. Charlie, we are fresh off a couple Salesforce to HubSpot migration projects. One with a paint manufacturer and the other a global cybersecurity firm, an advisory. And the same pattern keeps showing up. What are they?
Probably the most obvious would be cost, and we'll talk about this. But I think companies, especially right now, are seeing that they are under pressure to do more with less budget. Marketing and sales teams are trying to find places to put back into revenue generating channels and resources. And when they have an opportunity to move some of that out of software and into those places, that's a big opportunity for them. So cost is a big one. And I think the other big one is just the complexity and the fatigue of dealing with a CRM that is creating more headaches than it's solving.
One of the things you mentioned was fatigue. Uh, that oftentimes these platforms are over-engineered into complexity that is way beyond what any organization would need, and how that complexity creates a lot of IT dependency. So, can you speak a little to that?
A lot of these companies, they bought Salesforce because it's the market leader. It's best in class, the safe bet. You won't get fired for onboarding with Salesforce. And then I think at a certain point, reality hits where they are realizing they're using maybe a quarter or less of the features and functionality that Salesforce has. At the same time, they're having trouble getting their teams to use it because, like you mentioned, Salesforce, the user experience is very much IT world versus like sales and marketing and service folks.
So, why is HubSpot now more of a serious alternative? What's changed?
I think especially in the last, 12 to 24 months, they've made a very concerted effort to move up market and be more of a true sort of mid-market solution. Part of it is features that the bigger companies need, like, more nuanced permission sets. The custom reporting has come leaps and bounds from where it used to be. There are things like multi-account management where, let's say you're a venture capital rolling up a bunch of firms.
The multi-account management angle is interesting. As you noted, one of the examples of the projects that I think you gave as an example was a private equity platform that was rolling up multiple commercial HVAC companies and being able to manage that with the separate permissions and brands is something that HubSpot has really done a great job of.
If you're a small business or mid-market and you're trying to free up budget for more revenue generating activity, like how much are we talking about? We have a resource that kind of outlines some of this using some research, but what you'll see is, so this is comparing HubSpot Enterprise versus Salesforce Enterprise. Yes, there are differences in terms of the license cost, but where you can imagine this getting really impactful is when you consider things like how much it's costing, not only to onboard and implement data migration. So those costs add up really quick.
For sure. Yeah. Harkening back again to this speed to value, the Salesforce onboarding take months. Like you said, you can still see spotty adoption, faster time to value, something that's here and just, the lower training burden, right? The opportunity cost and the upside is huge.
Yeah, I mean that's the exact stuff we're hearing from people we're working with. So it makes sense that we're seeing this tick up.
From a training and adoption standpoint, it's not just about switching to what's cheaper, but what's more geared toward go-to-market professionals versus IT and developers. It's about switching to something that those folks will actually use and want to use, and to see that cost match the value. If you're curious how your own total cost of ownership stacks up, we'll share a calculator in the notes for you to use. And in the next video, we'll break down the onboarding experience. So, what a Salesforce to HubSpot migration actually looks like, where teams are getting the fastest wins, and what features are driving adoption, not just for small businesses, but for mid market too.